name is Tyrone Mitchell, and I am an independent videographer. I got started maybe sometime a number of years ago. It's a lot. I mean, I started before I went in college. I was working with the local TV stations like Channel 17 and Philly 57. And at the same time, I was also with the United States military. I went into college for music and video business and specializing in video. And then I finally got into a combat camera unit up in Willow Grove. And that was back in, I think, say around 96. And ever since then, I think around 2000, I transferred over to the Air National Guard as an audio video production specialist. And that's where I am right now. I've continued growth with the video that I do. And that's kind of where I am right now. And like I said, I'm pretty much settled where I am, and the direction, I'm not really too sure right now. I get my inspiration from the people, the clients, you know, whether it be an artist or an event. Like I said, whichever that is, it's the story. I'm actually telling a story. And the story that I'm telling has more feeling for me to be able to go and actually put the story out and put it out correctly. Because, you know, you have a lot of people that put out stories and they're not what they should be. So most of my inspiration comes from the clients or the artists that I work with. It's mostly just trying to make sure I get their story right. This evening I'm going to be showcasing my documentary called 111 Fighter Wing, The End of an Era. And what it is my unit ended up losing its flying mission. So what we wanted to do was we wanted to talk about everything we did from when we first started and all the way up to the point where we had the ceremony for the last flight. So you go through where you have where we started, which was down in Philadelphia airport, and then moved up to Willow Grove. And we talk about a lot of the different aircraft that we flew and the different missions and how the wing grew from that point up to when we finally got the A-10. And then we also talk about the people, because without the people you don't have the aircraft. The aircraft can't fly itself, at least not the A-10. And so we talk about the people and what we do and the family and the camaraderie that we have. We have a lot of interviews with former commanders. We have some with the people that were overseas. So, I mean, I have a nice mix of what I have, but I got a chance to work with a really, really brilliant young filmmaker named Thomas Grimes, and he put together this documentary that it pretty much says exactly who we are and what we do. And I'm getting a chance to finally get that out there so people can see it and know our story, because that's what I do.
Well, the 70s was the start of change of the face of the 111th. Of course, after the 97s, even back then, there was a point that maybe the 111th and the 103rd may have been deactivated, but through the grace of being fortunate, the grace of God, decided to keep the unit. And they gave us one aircraft as an intermediate aircraft before we went to the O2.
During the 70s and the 80s, our mission was to support Army units.
I can't actually say which direction I'm going, because that's the fun part about what I do. I don't know. I mean, it could be editing next week, it could be a wedding, it could be going overseas or working with FEMA, or going down south for emergency management, or it could be it could be anything. So I love what I do, because specifically there's no real direction that I'm going for. So there's no real, I can't actually say what I'm looking to do, because I really don't know, because it'll change week by week, month by month. So the cool thing is I've got like 360 degrees of just pure creation. So that's a cool thing. Philadelphia Raw is, in essence, a family. You know, we pretty much care about our artists. I mean, that's what we were mandated to do. And you know, when you work with Fred or Martina, you know, or any of the other staff, you'll see that basically what we do is we try to take care of the artists, because that is what we're supposed to do. You know, when I first started, I was working with Erin Como. She's my love. I mean, that's my heart right there. You know, it was a joy to work with her. And she told the stories and made sure that people got what they were supposed to do out. And then working with Marie Papadakis, she's just phenomenal with being able to, again, continue that whole essence of telling the story, because that's what we do. And like I said, for the rest of it, it's just a very big melting pot of artists that are just, it's phenomenal to be able to, again, I'm a storyteller at, you know, my base. To be able to say that I know every artist that's come through here in the last 3 years, because they've talked to me, and I've videotaped them, and I've listened to their stories and where they're going to go and what their dreams are. And that's a really humble thing to be able to say that. And it's also at the same time to be able to say that I'm able to bring my mission statement that I use for the Pennsylvania National Guard here, because it's the exact same thing. Hi, my name is Tyrone Mitchell of the Mitchell Media Group and the video producer for Philadelphia Raw. And I am proud to be a Philly Raw artist.